Hello children, welcome to our class, the continuation of magnetism and matter, that magnetizing field. See, some of the parameters of the Earth's magnetic field we can see. The magnetizing field, which means the magnetic field that exists in vacuum and also induces the magnetism, which is called the magnetizing field, that we can call it as B naught, which is equal to mu naught Ni. Okay, this SI unit of a B naught magnetizing field is Tesla. SI unit is Tesla. Okay, then what is magnetic intensity? We can call it as magnetizing field intensity or magnetic intensity. See, which means it is the number of ampere turns. That means the number of current which passes through a conductor. That is, if the number of ampere turns flowing round the unit length, which is called the magnetizing field. See, that is capital M, which is equal to, we can call it as, here that is magnetic intensity, right? Magnetic intensity we must call it as H, which is equal to B naught by mu naught. Okay, H, which is equal to B naught by mu naught. Yes. So for this, SI unit is B naught Henry by, or we can call it as ampere per meter. This ampere per meter because the number of ampere turns per length. So SI unit is ampere per meter. Okay. Then the magnetization, or we can call it as intensity of magnetization. See, it is the magnetic moment which is developed per unit volume. That means what? Capital M, we can call it as a magnetization intensity or intensity of magnetization we can tell. Right? Small m by V. That is magnetic moment per unit volume, which is called as magnetic intensity of magnetic. Okay. Now, magnetic for this SI unit we can see. Okay, SI unit. This one is also, this one is what? Magnetic moment per. Okay, then this one will come as a ampere per meter, or we can say Newton per Weber. Also we can see. Okay, right. Now magnetic induction. The magnetic induction, which means, see, if suppose in the interior of the solenoid is filled with magnetic material, we know that. See, the field inside the solenoid, suppose it's greater than the magnetizing field, then what is the net field inside the solenoid? See, inside the solenoid, the magnetic field, we have to take it as B. Then it is increased. That means capital B, which is equal to B naught plus Bm. Is it right? So both we have to take it, add it. Then the total magnetic field, which is inside the magnetic material, is the sum of the external field and also addition to the magnetic field produce the magnetization of the material. So both we are going to take, which means the Bm, which is equal to what? Mu naught M, right? So what is the magnetic induction? The magnetic induction, which means B, which is equal to B naught plus Bm, we said. So that means mu naught into H plus M. So this is the magnetic induction in a material. Okay. Magnetic permeability. See, that is mu. See, the magnetic permeability is defined. We can say the ratio of magnetic induction with the magnetic intensity. That is mu, which is equal to B by H. That means the ratio between magnetic induction and the magnetic intensity. See, this SI unit, which we can call it as for this Tesla by ampere per meter. So this one for SI unit is what? Tesla meter ampere per minus 1. We can write it like this. Okay. Now, relative permeability. See, the relative permeability, which is nothing but, this is the ratio between the permeability of the medium and the permeability of the free space. Now you got it. Mu r, relative permeability, mu r, which is equal to mu, the medium, by mu naught. That is for the free space. Permeability of the free space. So this is for the relative permeability. So what is magnetic susceptibility? What is magnetic susceptibility? See, this is the ratio between the intensity of the magnetization, this chi m, which is equal to m by h. That means intensity of the magnetization to the magnetizing field. Magnetizing field intensity, right? Which is denoted by chi m. That is magnetic susceptibility. So as the magnetic susceptibility is the ratio of two quantities having the same units, which is what? This is also ampere per meter, this is also ampere per meter. So there is no units for this. So you must know this, no unit. The SI unit is not for this. Okay. Now we can see the relation between magnetic permeability and the susceptibility. That means mu and chi. Right. Now, see, if suppose a linear magnetic material subjected to the action of magnetizing field. Magnetizing field intensity what? So, magnetizing field intensity is, we know that H. See, which is develops the magnetization M, and this develops M and B. See, both it is developing in a material. So then what will happen to B? That means the magnetizing field mu naught into H plus M. That now only we seen this relation. Okay. So from this we can get B, which is equal to mu H. That means because of mu H, which is equal to mu naught H plus M. So we can write this mu, which is equal to what? Mu naught 1 plus M by H. 1 plus M by H. Or we can write this mu, which is equal to mu naught 1 plus M by H, we can write as M, which is nothing but the magnetization by of the magnetic field intensity H. So this we can relate with 1 plus the magnetic susceptibility chi m. Is it right? Can we write this change? Right. Or we can write mu naught mu r, which is equal to what? Mu naught into 1 plus chi naught. Sorry, chi m. Why we can take that mu, which is equal to what? Mu r, which is equal to mu by mu naught. So mu naught into mu r, which is equal to mu, we can take. Is it right? Yes. Or we can write it as mu r, which is equal to 1 plus chi m. By that way we can relate the permeability and the susceptibility with the help of the magnetizing field intensity and the magnetization and the induction. The magnetization and the induction which is developed in the material because of the action of the magnetizing field intensity. From these things we got this derivation, right? Now we can see the classification of magnetic materials. See, what are the different classification on the basis of their behavior in external magnetic field. See, Faraday classified the various substances into three categories. So what are the three categories? That is diamagnetic substance, paramagnetic substance and the ferromagnetic substances. See, what is diamagnetic substance? See, which was developed feeble magnetization in the opposite direction of the magnetizing field. And what is para? These are developed feeble magnetization in the direction of the magnetizing field. And the ferro, which is nothing but it develops the strong magnetization in the direction of magnetizing field. We can see that in a elaborated way. So diamagnetic substance, the origin which is in atoms of some materials like the bismuth, copper and lead. The electrons occur in pairs with one of them. It revolves clockwise direction in this A, right, and around the nucleus. So net magnetic moment of an atom is 0. See A and B, right? When such an atom is placed in a magnetic field, the speed of revolution of one electron increases and that of other decreases. See, a sufficient magnetic moment is induced in the diamagnetic sample in opposite direction of magnetic field, what we said the definition. See, the sample moves from stronger to the weaker part of the magnetic field. That means the diamagnetic substances is repelled by the magnet. So this is the behavior of the diamagnetic material. It is independent of temperature also. Okay. See, paramagnetic, when a strong enough field is applicable for this, if you applied and the temperature is low enough, the field B0 tends to align the atomic dipole in its own direction, it producing a weak magnetic moment in the direction of same direction of the B0. Okay, so the material tends to move from a weaker field to a stronger field. Okay, this is paramagnetism. And also at very high magnetic fields or at very low temperatures, the magnetization approaches the saturation magnetizing value. Okay, so this is the random motion of the, here there is no magnetic field. From the weaker to stronger it is moving in the same direction. So this is the pattern, the magnetic field line pattern for this. This one is for the diamagnetic pattern. Okay, right? See, the Curie's law, which is applicable for the paramagnetic material, how this, from this experiment we can found that the intensity of magnetization, that is M of the paramagnetic material, which is directly proportional to the magnetizing field intensity, and because it later tends to align the atomic dipole moment. Okay, and it is inversely proportional to the absolute temperature. See, because after that it opposite to the align of the atomic dipole. So therefore at the lower temperature the H by T value will get M, which is equal to C into H by T. So the C, which is nothing but the Curie constant, or we can know already that M by H, which is equal to C by T, we can rearrange this, or we can write this chi M, which is equal to what? C by T, because this is chi M. So okay, M by H, the relation. So chi M, the magnetic susceptibility, also we can say that the susceptibility of the material, this relation which shows that the Curie's law. See, the law which states that the far away from saturation, the susceptibility of the paramagnetic material is inversely proportional to the absolute temperature. Okay. Okay. Thank you, children.